highest ROI exercise you can do for back pain. Caveat, if you have a herniated disc, it could actually cause more harm than good, but we're going to talk about why hanging is incredibly underrated. So we spend all day sitting at our desks, most of us do, and gravity is working in one direction. It's pretty common sense, but during 16 hours of being awake, sitting, walking, standing, sitting for the most part keeps a constant downward load on the spine and stacked through your entire body. You don't feel it happening until you feel some pain there, and then you remember. Hanging is just flipping the direction of the force that we carry throughout the day. All you have to do is grab a bar and don't let go, but let go, as in relax into it. Instead of pressing down through the discs, your body weight is now pulling the segments apart, creating a little room in your spine. And this is spinal traction that doesn't require some fancy inverted table, literally just hanging. So disc space tends to open up within the first seconds, but imaging on this shows that the traction increases the disc height when the axial load is reversed. So we're using gravity for our benefit instead of our detriment. You are creating room, not stretching a muscle, although stretching is great too. If you hang often enough, it can get rid of the desk posture and over, scrolling, looking at the phone posture. Obviously, if you just do this a couple of times, it's not going to change it overnight, but it can help you keep your shoulders retracted, chest up, and can prevent that forward rounding off posture. You're not standing up straighter just because you're telling yourself to. You're literally straightening out your spine. So it takes time. But soft tissue lengthens under sustained gentle load. There can be a time and a place to actually add load to this, but you have to give it some time. So the best practice with hanging is at least 20 to 30 seconds. Sometimes you have to work your way up to it, but that's what you're shooting for eventually. The other huge benefit of hanging is your shoulders were meant for this position. So full shoulder flexion, as in getting your arms all the way overhead, is not something you're going to do naturally throughout your day. Even if you're reaching for something in the cupboard, it's not going to be full flexion like this. So that's what your shoulder joints are actually designed for. It goes back to when we were climbing trees and that kind of thing. So if you have vague shoulder pain, I'm not talking like torn rotator cuff, but shoulder pain, upper back, neck pain, that kind of thing, it can be just due to a lack of shoulder mobility some of the time. It definitely doesn't hurt to increase your mobility in your shoulders, and this is a, 3-in-1 benefit of an exercise. So the passive hang, it's just going to restore that range of motion. So it drives it again into full flexion, and it doesn't cost anything. It's easy. The rib cage also gets to expand again with the thoracic spine decompressing. So this can actually, over time, help you breathe deeper, being able to get in that position, which is also just a crazy benefit of hanging. Grip strength is another big benefit. So that translates to almost every exercise you can think of, every upper body exercise, even several lower body exercises. And also it is a sign of longevity and vitality. So it can be, even on its own, a contributor to mortality risk. So they've done plenty of research that it can show atrophy. That's the obvious thing, muscle loss as people get older, and all-cause mortality. This obviously compounds after 45. If you don't do anything about it, it's going to decline more rapidly. But the grip strength, overhead range, that range of motion with the shoulder flexion I was talking about, and your disc health is going to rapidly decline the older you get if you don't do anything to counteract it. It's just like muscle loss. So you want to start where you can actually hold on. If that means your legs are on a box or a bench, something like that, as you're working your way up into a full 20 to 30 second hold, that's totally fine. Most men are going to be able to support their body weight and keep their grip for 20 to 30 seconds But if you need the box or a bench to take a little of the tension off, you can definitely do that. So 30 seconds, 2 to 3 times a day. This can be done in 2 to 3 sets. After your workout is probably the most practical thing to do, but total daily time matters than any one set where you're pushing it to the limit. So it's just like everything else. You're not going to do a bicep curl 3 times and then be done doing bicep curls. You have to keep doing it. Same thing here with the hanging. So it's 1 bar, 30 seconds, and you're getting tons of benefits just from doing this one exercise. It's great for your spine, your shoulders, your mobility there, your thoracic spine, your rib cage, and your grip strength. It's just a no-brainer. There can be some debate about this, about hanging in the different positions. You just want to keep your spine as neutral as possible. Don't arch your back too much. Definitely keep your core engaged. And it's also a great stretch in your lats and all throughout your mid back and the actual muscles, disregarding the spine. So you should do this. It's a no-brainer. Again, unless you have a herniated disc or some specific structural damage in your back or your hips, something that prevents you from doing this relatively comfortably, then that's the only exception. Otherwise, you should do hanging. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Woo!